Guess what I never thought I'd be talking about on national television? Gay penguins. And yet, here we are. Some nutty left-wing activists are trying to convince the public that some penguins are gay, and these gay penguins are raising a genderless penguin chick. Now, of course, the point of doing this is to convince the human race that gender is not binary. And the proof is in the penguins. This is not The Onion. This is not the Babylon Bee. This is NBC News and CNN and other mainstream media news networks trying to tell us there is a genderless penguin chick in an aquarium somewhere in London, and therefore, that is proof that humans too are not gender binary. Correction, they're not calling this chick a baby, they're calling it a baby, like without gender pronouns. The aquarist claims 2 female penguins adopted this chick for the first time ever, but let's get one thing straight, if we are still allowed to use the word straight. These 2 female penguins did not adopt a chick in the first ever gay penguin adoption. They're penguins. The zookeepers gave them a chick as a social experiment. The aquarist admits this is social engineering, a political statement. She wants people who come to the aquarium to, quote, have the conversation. Listen.
What we wanted to do was to take the opportunity to raise the whole conversation with guests who come through to the aquarium, just to raise that exact point, that there is a difference between gender and sex. And in terms of the way that we manage the colony at the aquarium, we wouldn't manage them differently based on whether they are females or males. What we wanted to do with this chick was give guests an opportunity to meet that individual and learn about its personality without assigning it any sort of preconceived sort of gender roles.
Which means she wants to confuse children who come to see the penguins and indoctrinate them with radical leftist gender ideology so that they grow up to be silly aquarists just like her. Think about this. 50 years ago, they thought that by now, science would allow us to bilocate or fly or cure cancer. But science today is like, nope, surprise, you get genderless penguin babies instead. But hey, this silly aquarist wants us to have the conversation, so why not? Let's have this conversation. First question, did the aquarist ask the penguin chick how it identified before she assigned it a non-gender? And if not, isn't that bigoted to make that assumption? And so why should this penguin be subjected to a trans, straight, penguin-phobic keeper in the first place? Isn't this London aquarium better than that? But really, here's how the conversation should start. Does this penguin have male or female genitalia? If the answer is male genitalia, then the penguin's gender is male. If the penguin's genitalia is female, then the penguin's gender is female. There, had the conversation. And for bonus points, we should ask, where does radical leftist gender ideology lead? Do liberals want human children to be genderless? If so, why? Is this based on biology? And if not, then what? What happens when human children are raised genderless? If gender is destroyed, doesn't that destroy traditional gender roles? And if gender roles are destroyed, doesn't that destroy gendered relationships? And if gendered relationships are destroyed, doesn't that destroy traditional marriage? And if traditional marriage is destroyed, doesn't that destroy the family unit? And if people aren't dependent on their families, then who do they depend on? That's right, the government, which is the goal of liberals in the first place. Don't let transgender penguins fool you. And that's my final point.